Sound like I said thyme, like the herb. Hey baby. Oh my God. A lot of you guys wanted to see Valentina more often, so here she is. Say hi, baby. Oh, sorry. I'm sorry. I love you though. Even though you shed hair like crazy. Y'all, I literally get her brush, and it's like a fancy brush. It was like $31 at Walmart. And I comb her like every now and then. But it's okay. Baby, I'm filming. That's the tripod. Baby. No, my girl. No, ahorita no, mamita. Behave. Okay, by the way, I hope you guys cannot hear the fan on top. There's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's like 9 lights in the plants room, but it's really, really hot in here. So I ended up turning on the fan. I finally used the studio light. I had doing that. It's nothing fancy. It's like $50 at Amazon, and I've never really used them. I had it for like years. And it really does step up the quality of this video, right, girl? I think so. But hi, if you're new, my name is David. Welcome to this crazy plant channel. We are all passionate plant people. We just like plants and going on plant shop. We love doing that stuff. But as you guys can see, I'm going to be sharing with you guys my top favorite houseplants of July. Can you guys believe we're like halfway through the year? Like, oh my God. On the bright side, Christmas is coming up very soon. I love decorating, and then Thanksgiving because I love eating. And then what's the next holiday? Halloween, which I don't really celebrate it because like personal reasons, but my boyfriend loves it, so we're gonna celebrate it more often. I just noticed there's another plant that I love. She's gotten so long. It's my string of heart, which honestly by the end of this growing season, she might be like going across the plant. So look out for a updated, I was gonna say bedroom houseplant tour, but a plant room houseplant tour. I'll show you guys what I have in the balcony. And by the way, I ended up putting more plants in the balcony because like I noticed how a lot of plants were doing so good, so I started to add more. But I'm gonna stop rambling and we're gonna just get to plants. And also because my girl Valentina keeps on, baby, calm down, my girl. She keeps like rubbing her body against the plants. But, and by the way, it wasn't this one because I know cats are not good with pollen. It's very poisonous for them, like peace lily pollen. Well, the entire plant, but pollen. So first, number one is my variegated peace lily, aka Domino. When I bought this one, it was from plantarena.com. I did an unboxing a while back, and she was on a 4-inch pot, and I ended up repotting her. I think it's like a 6-inch pot. Pretty sure it's a 6-inch pot. And then I think it's time to repot her. I see a couple roots on the bottom, but it's because like I don't know, I have this fancier pot that I bought from Walmart. It's like a white beautiful pot, very basic, but I love the color white. I think it will look so beautiful with this plant in it, and I haven't got the time to repot it. But yeah, so she's doing it so good. The reason why she's on the list is because I love, okay, my cat's scratching me now because she wants attention. The reason why she's on the list is because I love her variegation on the leaves. If you know me, I love me some white variegation or just any variegation in general, and it's just been putting out the most beautiful leaves. And also don't forget that she's been on low light conditions, and yet her new leaves are still beautifully variegated. Like you can see some variegation on this one, and there's one that I was like looking at in the morning when I was drinking my coffee. Where is she? There's like a thick stem unfurling. I cannot find, there's just way too many, but there's one of my favorite leaves, and it's this one. I am in love con esta hoja. Like look at that. It's just so cute. I love it. I really do. She's also blooming, by the way. Like when I bought it, she did have blooms, and I know that peace lilies, whenever you buy them from the big box stores or whatever, they ended up putting like hormones, or they stress them out. They do something to them to like force them to bloom. But it's been years when I had this one, and also my humongous peace lily, and both of them are blooming. And people always ask me what fertilizer I use. I use Maculata. It's not the best, but it works. It's affordable, and I have a lot of them. I'm like halfway through it already. But yeah, I use fertilizer, and she's doing so good. I fertilize whenever I water my plant, and there was one bloom that was so beautiful. This one's like starting to go away, but it's like turning brown. There was one though, and I don't know if it's normal, but the back, like I think it's called like a petal, I don't know what you call it, but it was variegated, and it was the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. This is my second time like seeing it throughout blooms. The first time was when I bought it, the second time is now. But she's just so gorgeous, and I really do love her a lot. I would love to like honestly divide her and make another peace lily. I was gonna buy another one because I love this one so much, but I can just like, you know, whenever pot it, just divide it in half and have another one. The next one is my Burley Mark variegated Philodendron. This was a gift from a red market that they sent out for me to do an unboxing. And this, I just noticed there's one leaf that is damaged, but yet again, it is putting out 2 new leaves. And you guys can see this one over, oh my god, this one and this little guy over here, and there's a couple over here as well. She's been doing so good. I ended up placing this one outside because I wanted to benefit from the warmth and the humidity and like a lot more brighter indirect sunlight. I also ended up placing my pink Princess Philodendron outside because I want my babies to do super good, and I feel like it's like a little life hack if you have the chance to put your girlies outside. But I also understand that some of us have really extreme temperatures, so be like caution when you do it and like check your weather because you don't want to stress them out outside. But she's been doing so good, and I'm just really surprised how a lot of the plants that they ended up sending out, which again, this is not sponsored by them, but a lot of the plants that they send out, there was no damage whatsoever. They all literally rooted, well, they're already rooted, but they're all potted up. Like, it's just when I place them in soil, you usually expect them to like lose a few leaves or stunted growth. There was none of that. Like, they're doing so good. I'm just really surprised. I really am. And yeah, she's been doing this beautiful, like, if you look at her, like, that's just so pretty. She's on the list because I really do love her variegation on the foliage and how easy she is to look after. Like, I'm really surprised how she's been performing really good. Like, look at that. This is like half of like splash variegation. This is like a half of like 3 shades. Do you see that? That is the most beautiful thing. Dark green, light green, and then like a very saturated bright green. That is pretty. Honestly, I'm gonna take a picture of this and like post it on Instagram, as well print it out and like put it in my bedroom because she's really cute. But yeah, Birdie Mark's variegated philodendron. I really do hope she can grow out even more. It was 2 plants that they ended up giving me, which is literally insane and crazy. And I ended up placing them, both of them, on 1 pot, and I kind of regret it a little bit, but yet again, I don't, because I do want it to get more fuller. So yeah. Next one is my Marble Queen. No, oh my god, I think it's a Marble Queen pothos. There's like Snow White pothos. There's just so many different variety of pothos, and right now my brain is not working right now, but I'm pretty sure it's a Marble Queen poto. And the reason why she's on the list is because she's been doing something really interesting that I've been like talking about lately. So if you look at this entire stem, and you go back to the first leaf, if you look at it, it's a, oh, hold on, it's really hard to show y'all. This was its first leaf, which is just green. The second leaf was this one, which is a half moon moment. The third leaf was all green. The fourth leaf was a half moon. And the fifth leaf was all green. And guess the next one what it was? Half moon. Now, it wasn't that variegated because I ended up placing it in a low light spot, and now she is outside, so I'm hoping that she can, you know, do a lot better. But it's a half. I just regret not giving enough light because like half of it is like purely green and the other half has like variegation. And then the next one is all green, which is the newest leaf. And I'm guessing that the next one's going to be another half moon. I don't know. I just think that's really cool. And yet again, she has the most beautiful variegation on her leaves. This is a very common plant. So you can see it like in the big box stores. Like, look at this leaf. That is so pretty. The more light you give it, the more white you get in the leaves. And I just think that's really beautiful. That's usually how it works with a lot of plants with variegation. But god, she is really pretty. And then this stem by itself is just super funny and super cool to look at. I always see this plant when I drink my coffee outside in the morning because it's very interesting to see. And I really do love its beautiful foliage and variegation. But yeah, and by the way, I got this at Lowe's for like $5, including tag, like one of those Costa Farm pots. And yeah, so super cool. The next one is my Hoya Compacta, and this one is a very old plant. I had this one for over a year now, and I think I got it at Lowe's. I paid $10.98 for it. Not sure if it's gonna focus on the price. And Lord have mercy. So let me tell you, first of all, she's doing really good. And I ended up chopping her a lot when I was living at my second rental home because I was selling a lot of plants and people were asking for cuttings, and I just ended up chopping her up a lot, which honestly I'm kind of proud of. Well, one, like I love sharing cuttings, but two, like again, I always go about like propagating your plants. You give them a haircut because it promotes more growth, and she's pushing out lots of growth on top, which makes me super excited. And also I noticed every time I place her outside, just like a regular houseplant, very common knowledge, but it's super fun to see with your own eyes. She grows like crazy. And this entire, let me show you, where my fingers are like over here, all of this is new growth of being outside for only 2 weeks. Like what? I mean, maybe 3 weeks, like 2 weeks, 2.5, 3, like, you know, but it's very fast because when it was inside, she wasn't doing nothing. Like a couple of leaves at all, and then this is also like more new growth. You can usually tell because it looks a lot more lighter. And on top, she's putting out more new leaves, which is literally beyond me right now. Here's another one. Oh, okay, I thought oh no, I did cut it off. That is so sad. It's okay. What should happen is gonna shit out 2 more. And honestly, I think that's what it did. So that's gonna be fun. I just chopped a feature little rope. But it's fine. There's a lot more coming through. And my goal is to make it bloom, to be honest, because she's a really cool plant. She did have mealybugs, to be honest, and I was burning quite a few. And I'm hoping that I might end up spraying her with neem oil. Being very cautious because neem oil with direct sunlight is not a good combination. It will literally burn your plants, so be very careful with that. But I've been having really good success with neem oil. By the way, I don't know if this is normal. So my Hoya Compacta, it looks like it's tap water, but it's not. It's like, it has like splash irrigation, I guess you can say. And you can see even on the new leaves. I just cut this leaf. It's a very delicate plant. If you see that little dot right there, then here's another one. Like each leaf has some, that's way too bright, you guys cannot see that. Has like some sort of splash on it. And I try to look it up and I don't really see anything about it, but I don't know if it's like a variegated Hoya rope. I don't even know that's even a thing. I don't even know why I said that, because I don't even know that's a thing. Because I know there is tap water, like this is tap water, but there's some splash. Like for example, this leaf has tap water and the dot that I'm talking about. So the tap water, like you can see right there, like it's a little bit faded, and then it has that little splash. It's not damaged. It's not a pest issue from what I saw. Like look at this bigger leaf. Look in the center, it has it as well. I don't know. Even then, it's very beautiful, and I'm really proud of her. And I hope, like I said, I can make her bloom, because that would be insane. A lot of people have been having so much success making their Hoyas bloom during this time. And talking about blooming, I bought this. A lot of people have been talking about this on spraying it to your Hoyas. It's an orchid plant food mist, but you can spray it on your Hoyas supposedly to promote bloom. So I've been doing that, and I'm hoping that I can make her grow a couple of flowers. They're so pretty, and people always talk about how like they smell so good, and they look really pretty close up in person. So crossing my fingers that I can make her bloom this growing season. Next up is a very common plant. You can see it in big box stores, but it makes me so happy. It looks like I can kill it. It looks like it likes to have its soil moist. I'm talking about killing. I see a little bit of bad leaves, which makes me a little bit sad. It's called a Polka Dotta plant, and it has another name on it that I'm not gonna read because it's very complicated. So it says I'm from Madagascar, which is super cool. But the reason it's on the list is because the texture of the leaves, the color of the leaves, the plant itself, it's so cute. No, because honestly, it is just so cute, and I love how like there's so many different colors in here. Like it's just because, you know, there's different, because there was, when I saw it, there were some pots that were all white, some pots that were all red, but I got the one that had like a lot of different colors on it. And this was like a white one, that's a red one, this is a pink one, this is like a very purple. It looks the same, but it's not. This is like a lighter pink, and this is like a darker pink. Maybe it's from light, I don't know, but they've been getting the same light, and they look pretty different. It just looks so pretty. I love this plant so much, and people in San Antonio, Texas, they use it as landscape, which I'm kind of surprised, and I would love to do that if I ever get my house. I would love to like put this like in the, you know, in the shade spot in the backyard or whatever. That would be super fun to see. I really do love the plant, and I love the texture of the leaves. It's very like nice, bumpy feeling, but it really is a beautiful plant. Super cute. I hope I can keep it alive. I know they like to stay moist from what I read, and it does seem like one of those plants that likes to stay moist as well. Next up is a really fun begonia. Now listen y'all, there is another begonia in this list as well, but begonias in these kind of pots, I always kill them. I always buy them because they're so beautiful. Like they're so pretty in the big box stores. And my boyfriend, I don't know how he does it, but he has them and they're doing amazing in his room, which is beyond me. And to be honest, we are working on filming a houseplant tour. We filmed it, the video was amazing, it was so much fun, but I lost the footage. So yeah, we're gonna try to film it again though, because like I really want to show you guys his collection, and he's very passionate about his carnivorous plants, his begonias, which makes me super happy. So look out for that. But this is the only begonia in one of those small pots that I can keep alive. I noticed that this one can stand being drier a lot more than other begonias. Like these other begonias, like they need to stay moist. A lot of begonias that I had are dead, or I get into my boo-boo because like he knows how to keep them alive. This is the only one that's been really proud with me. It's, I don't know what it's called. I thought it was called a Kit Kat begonia, but it's not. So it's another one. Look very similar, and it's a really fun begonia. The stems are also really cool. You can see like some red. Some of these are falling off. I'm not stressing out too much because it is putting out lots of new leaves. And yet again, I forgot to water her for like 5 days. Was that another leaf? Okay. I forgot to water her for like 5 or 6 days. Yeah, for begonias, that's not a good idea. And it was bone dry. I ended up watering her for a good amount of time, and now she's like nice and firm. And it is time for her to get repotted. I don't see any roots on the bottom, but when I bought her, she was really like half the size, and now it's a lot bigger. I got her like 8 months ago, I believe, and no, honestly, like 9 months ago, 10 months ago. But she's super cool. No, it hasn't been a year. It's gonna be a year, but it's a really beautiful begonia, and I love the stems. The camera's not gonna pick it up really good. I don't know why. But let me get closer and I got the frame. No. And I got it for $3.98. That's usually the price for Home Depot. But I got it at Home Depot. But now all these pots now in Lowe's, they went $1 up, so now they're $3.98 as well. But super cute. This was another cute side. But this side, beautiful. Love that. The next one is I'm so base. But it's the PPP. And yeah, I feel like there's like such a look to people that have this plant. I'm not gonna get to it too much, but I got it and it was a gift from the market from that unboxing if you saw it, and it's a huge blessing. I am beyond grateful. I would never pay $300 for this, and to be honest, they're dropping in price. I saw a listing on San Antonio for like $100. It was like a cutting and it was reverting back, but it was like 3 times the size of this for $100. That was such a good steal. But not a steal because I didn't bought it, but it was a really good price. So yeah, a lot of these plants that were really expensive, they're dropping in price, which is literally amazing because these prices are really expensive. Like what? I mean, do you know, run your business, Miss Girl, but I don't know. Something about paying like hundreds or not even thousands of dollars on a plant is a little bit. I wish I was that rich. Oh Lord have mercy. If I had money, let's go. But it's a little bit difficult. But yeah, so the reason she's on the list is because she's putting a new leaf. So when this was given to me, I think it was like 2 weeks ago, this was the newest leaf. It was just like this, and now she's putting out another new leaf. And I've been looking at the little inside, and it's a little bit variegated, which I'm not gonna stress out too much. People make it seem like, I mean, it's not gonna make it seem like it. They probably know what they're talking about, that it reverts back. Supposedly PPPs are kind of unstable, and I'm a little bit scared about that. But I'm giving a lot, which is why I placed it outside, because I wanted to grow a lot faster. I'm getting chills now. I wanted to grow faster and throw out some more variegation, but some people are saying that lighting doesn't really affect the variegation of the PPPs. I don't know, but I'm gonna just do my best and try my best and give it my all. So super proud of this new leaf, and also it is putting out a baby, which is kind of, I think it's a baby, I'm not sure. I just saw this morning. When I potted her up like last week, this wasn't there, and there is something coming through the soil. I don't know if you guys can see it, but there's a little this thing. Do y'all see that? Right there. It's been getting bigger, and I think it's another baby pulling through. So that is crazy. I'm a little bit shook about that. And even then, if it reverts back, I'm still gonna love it. I don't really mind because I know deep down she has it in her something. No, but I do love this plant though. She's really cute. I'm happy that I finally have her. I hope I can make it as pretty, because like this looks kind of sad. But I love it. I love her so much compared to the other pictures like on the internet, which I know like the internet is not always real, but some people have some really massive ones with the most beautiful variegation, and I'm like, goals, and I'm hoping that one, like, I can get her to that spot, to that level of beauty. And even then, she is still beautiful, but I really do hope I can make her grow really big and just keep her happy, because it's a really pretty plant. I love her so much. Next up, I'm gonna go really fast because I don't want this video to be way too long, but it's going to be my jewel orchid, which I got at Shades of Green. I don't like that place, but they have really good plants. I'm gonna pull out so I can show you guys. Yeah, jewel orchid for $15. It was a 4-inch pot at Shades of Green. I remember like back then it was like, I think it was like 2 years ago, it was like the biggest hype out there, but now it died down. But even then, I didn't got it because of the hype, because I got it because of the beautiful leaves. When I saw it in person, I just ripped off the when I saw it in person, it has such the camera's not gonna pull it through, but like when you see it in person, it looks really, really cool. For me, it does. It has a very nice velvet look on its leaves, and the lines look like they're glowing. It looks really cool. I do love her. There was a piece that ended up snapping, and it got me a little bit sad, but I feel like this is from the Tradescantia family, and Tradescantias are really easy to propagate. So I ended up chopping her up by like every single leaf, and I placed her in soil, and she's outside, because I just, plants that I propagate and I leave outside do so much better compared to when they're inside. So I'm hoping that I will get another jewel orchid, and if I do, then I'll give it to my boo. If not, I'm gonna let it grow, propagate it again, and then give out more cuttings so I can give one to my mom, to my grandma, to my boyfriend, because this is a really, really pretty plant, and I do love how those lines just glow and the leaf is just so velvety. I think it's really, really cool. I love it a lot. Next one is Titanium variegated, I believe. It is the Peace Lily family, and first of all, she is putting out a little cute baby, which is the cutest thing. And the reason why she's on the list, again, the foliage is just so pretty. I love the way it looks. Like every single leaf has its own little character. I don't know how that even happens. It's probably normal, but for me, like, that's just super, super fun. Like, this is just all green. We're gonna call him Bob. This one has a really nice, beautiful variegation. We're gonna call her Jessica. Just naming all the leaves, but they look all just very unique and different. Like, look at this one, and then look at this one, green, like, and then it has like lines, like, it just this one, like, all splash. It's just a very, very beautiful plant, and the newest leaf is starting to unfurl as well. This one over here, so that's super fun. And this little baby, I just want it to grow so I can propagate it or divide it and give it to one of my family members, because I love giving plants to my mom. She's like the sweetest, and her collection looks amazing, and I want to help her collection grow. But such a beautiful, beautiful plant. I really, really do love how it looks. Alrighty, you guys, we have 3 more plants to go. So let me go show you guys the third one, which is my lemon lime philodendron. This one, this was from I got it at low, and it was surrounded by neon pothos. And for a second, I was like, they look all the same. And I was looking up closely, and this one has a more of a heart leaf shape, which means it's a philodendron. And y'all, when I saw it, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna take her. I just love philodendrons and plants that are very like bright like this. Very fun foliage, makes me super, super happy. I love philodendrons because they're really, really easy to propagate. They're fast growers, really fun, like I said, to propagate, fast growers. And I just love how they give off like a beautiful like jungle vibe in your home by their beautiful vines. And yeah, like I think it's going to be time to repot her. I'm seeing her roots in the bottom. She's not really root bound, but I think she'll appreciate to be on like in a hanging basket. I did try to propagate her, and it was a little bit difficult, but I've been seeing a lot of these a lot more often in the big box stores, and I've also been seeing some people finding some variegated ones, which is literally amazing. And so they're just so pretty and so stunning to look at. Wait a second, which I think is like it's reverting back, I'm not so sure. But even then, I love, like I said, I love variegation, and this leaf has like a little bit of green. Maybe it's damaged. I just saw it right now, but it looks like a little bit of green. And the stem, it's not that variegated. I'm just starting to look into this. By the way, it was infested with mealybugs, but I ended up treating her with rubbing alcohol and dish soap. When I bought her, 4 years later, I saw mealybug, and then I ended up treating her again with some neem oil. And since then, I haven't seen any mealybugs on the foliage or on the plants. But it's a really, really beautiful plant, and she's been getting a lot longer. I really want to propagate her again, but I'm gonna try to do it in sphagnum moss, because when I propagated her, I ended up placing the cuttings in soil because I was so confident. Propagating my Brazils are really easy. Like, you can literally just cut it, like get a cutting, place it in soil, and it would just root. But this one I kind of struggled, so I might place it in sphagnum moss, because with sphagnum moss it's a higher chance from what I experienced. So a really, really beautiful philodendron. I just love how bright the leaves are. Alrighty, the next one is my Polka Dotta plant, or Begonia Maculata, and I've had this girlie for going to be like a year and like 6 months, not quite sure, but she's over a year, and as you guys can see, she is massive. She's getting really, really big. Holy crap, she's like above my shelves, because I wanted to she gets morning direct sunlight. Why am I so aggressive? And I just snapped a piece off. And that's what happened last time, and then I placed it in sphagnum moss and ended up rooting. So the second plant that I just ended up cutting off, which even then, it's a beautiful, and it does have a little bit of a stem. So I'm gonna try to propagate this, and if it does successfully propagate, I'll keep you guys updated. And even then, propagating it's kind of fun, because if you chop it, it would tend to push out 2 more stems, which makes it it look a lot more bushier, but I just love the look of it being really, really massive. She is pretty delicate. One thing that I noticed, it looks like a piece of a stick, but it's not. It's a stem. So look how thick this stem is. Like, and it's just so straight and firm. Like, do y'all see how straight this leaf is? And then look at on top. I just think that's so funny. Let me show you guys a really beautiful leaf. This one. Look at this. That is pretty. Like, wow. And these are seeing a lot. You guys can see this a lot more in the big box stores, but God, it's just such a beautiful plant. I really, really do love this plant. Another begonia that I can keep alive. I'm not a begonia expert. I'm a begonia killer. But this one and the other one are really, really easy to look after. As well, when they dry out, they're pretty forgiving. They don't really like are dramatic as the other ones. I've kind of let these dry out quite amount of times, and literally they drink up a lot of water. I don't know if it's drinking a lot of water or it's just evaporating, because some plants need to get watered a lot more than other plants. It is not that hot in the plant. It's like in the 70s. I do have the fan on high, and she is on top of the shelf, so that's probably why. Because like I just checked it right now and she's like dry, and I kid you not, like 3 days ago I gave her like half of a water bottle of water and she's dry again. So I'm gonna go and water her with some fish tank water. I also noticed that giving it tap water doesn't really affect the sleep. Yet again, we all have different tap water. Some of us have it more aggressive than others, but it's a really, really beautiful begonia, Maculata, and I'm really, really happy that I was able to keep her alive. So really pretty plant. Alrighty, last but not least is my, I think it's a rubber tree or tiniki. Not so sure, because I have the other one as well that's a lot more like darker and red. I think that one's called a tiniki, but I think they're all called rubber trees. So this plant is just so pretty. I feel like every single leaf is like a piece of a work of art. Every leaf is different, and it just looks like it was like somebody painted the leaf, which I think is really, really pretty. Another very common plant, and I got this one in the big box. I thought it was like a scale, but it's not. I got it in the big box stores. Honestly, I got this one at Walmart, and I paid, this doesn't have its, did I get this at Walmart or was it at Rainbow Garden? Not quite sure. I think it was Walmart. If it was at Walmart, I think I paid $13 for it, which is a really, really good price. And it does have a mealybug right there. I know you guys can see that little white guy. So he's gonna get killed and burned. This plant was infested with mealybugs, and I did treated it with, was it rubbing alcohol? I'm not sure, but I've been a little bit more aggressive with the neem oil. The other plants are able to handle it. So he's gonna be placed separate from my other ones. But it's a really, really beautiful plant, and he makes me very, very happy. For some reason, he gives me like a he vibe. 2021, it can be whatever it wants to be. Yet again, they're plants, I'm not gonna gender them, but he's a he for me. And I just love the purgation. He looks super, super sexy and hot. But honestly, like that plant, when they get, people say they're very finicky, and when you move it around they drop leaves. Mine's like on a baby stage, like it's very young, so it's not that finicky. But once it grows and gets bigger, I've been heard that the bigger they are, the more finicky they are. So I'm a little bit scared if I do keep it alive and it gets a lot bigger, I move it around like across the room, I give it like a different grow light, it's gonna drop all of its small. Let us get about that. So I'm hoping that I can like get my house pretty soon, like maybe in 2 or 3 years, I don't know, but I would love to place it like outside of the backyard. I live in pretty cool, a pretty hot temperature in San Antonio, but we are having some crazy winters, so I don't know. Maybe like in a greenhouse, but it's a really, really pretty plant, and these are literally trees, like actual trees. So yeah, you guys, those are all the plants that are bringing me so much joy in July. Are just my favorite plants to look at in the mornings when I drink my cup of coffee. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know which is your favorite plant of this month in the comment section below, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Bye.